Hello and good night. This is Sade.
And this is Ant. Good evening and
Good night.
good mid-morning.
You will never know. So today we are doing two book reviews. I'm going to be reviewing the Red Queen by, what's her name? Victoria Aveyard.
Alright, mine is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers.
And I guess I'll be...
First of her name.
First of her name?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'll start off with mine. Basically, a quick synopsis of the book. There are two groups, Reds and there are Silvers. Reds are basically fighting for equality. They're basically lower and inferior compared to the Silvers, who have superpowers and thought to be more powerful. The main character, Marin... they changed her name to Marin later, but her name is Mare Barrow, I believe. She's a red, and she basically joins this militia group, resistance group, called the Scarlet Guard, and it's a group of reds. They're basically fighting for all the reds' equality and helping to stop the war that is going on in that time frame. And basically there's a Queen Elena. She's the villain in the book. I think her name's Elena. She's the villain. And then there's also King Tiberius. They have two sons. One of them is Maven. I don't remember the other one's name. But they basically help... oh my god. They help Mare basically find herself and find out who she is. She ends up finding out that she has silver and red blood, so she's more powerful than any other silver, or any silver, because she is red technically, I guess. But and she grows up like she's a red. But she basically has the ability to create lightning, and a lot of the silvers, all they do is control fire or something, or control water, but they need the fire or the water near them to control it, but they don't create it. So then Mar is way more powerful. So she's like the head of the this militia group, and I don't want to give away like the ending and stuff, and I don't want to give away too much of the story, but basically some things that I took away from the book. After reading some parts of the book, I felt like some of it reminded me of like racial tensions, like as far as like the difference in colors and how they were living in poverty and stuff like that. It reminded me of back in the day how
That's now.
a lot of black people, well, we don't get treated like, we get treated a little bad, but I mean, they were... Black people were basically...
It was worse.
Like, inferior to white people. And they were treated horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. They lived in complete poverty. They couldn't even live around white people. Like, it was... Yeah. So, basically, in parts of the book, it kind of reminded me of a little bit of that. Because of, in the book, it was more so that reds, they bled red, and silvers, they bled silver. So, that was their difference. But... sometimes, like, that did kind of make me think about, racial inequality back in the day. Like, how people were judged by the color of their skin, and they were unequal back in the day. Another thing that I took away from the book, she did mention a lot of times, like, don't... anyone can betray you. I forgot how she worded it, but basically, she trusted... Mar, she started trusting people way too quickly, and then she got stabbed in the back a lot in the story. And basically, you don't need to trust people that quickly. Like, I feel like you should get to know people and people's motives before you start trusting them.
Yeah.
So that's a good little thing that I learned. What age group would I recommend this book to? I think technically it's like a young adult book, so I would say... anybody like 14 and up or so can read it. I'm 27 and I really enjoyed it. It's like probably one of. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, so I would say it was written very well. And I've read a lot of books with this type of plot, or watched a lot of movies with this type of plot where there's like inequality between colors or different people and stuff like that, and they're living in poverty. I know Hunger Games is kind of like that, I want to say, and has an element like that to it. But I haven't read those books yet. I have them, and I will read them in the future, and I'll probably do a review later on, but on that. But I would definitely recommend this book to other people, any other people. So that is my review. Yes. Y'all. Dab on them. Come on. Okay. Yeah. So what is your book about?
My book is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I never read anything by this author before, but I'm looking forward to whatever else she writes. I really like her writing style. It's very colorful, I guess you could say. It's kind of... She does a good job of character building and character development. I really like that. But the main character is Rosemary. She's a Martian, not like an alien, like she's like from Mars, just to be clear. And you meet her when she's on this little personal, like, pinhole drive wormhole thing that she's writing in. It's like I don't know. It's almost like she emailed herself to the ship where she's going to work. It wasn't an email. Never mind. Ignore that part. But you meet her. She's like traveling to the ship where she's going to have a job. She doesn't know any of these people. She's like on this. You can tell she's kind of like trying to avoid something in her past. Like she's trying to get away from something. But it's like a new, fresh start for her. She's got like, fake identity, all this kind of stuff, and she's paranoid about that. She gets to the ship, you meet the characters on the ship. They're very different people. The writer does a good job of like, giving them full personalities. Even the ship's computer is a personality. There's 2 techs. Their names are Jenks and I forgot the name.
Are they significant?
No, yeah, I really like their characters.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 texts in it, and like one of them, she's really eccentric. She just seems like a really interesting person, but not like in like an annoying way or anything like that. But just like really like she has her own like thing going on. It seems kind of cool. One of those people that never mind. But and then everybody has their own thing. I mean, then you have different species on there. There's like one character named Sissix. She's some kind of like reptile situation, and her whole culture is like really like, even though this isn't like a super long book, her whole culture and like the way they operate or whatever is kind of like expounded on, and you kind of learn about it. There's another character named Dr. Chef. You learn about his race too. I mean, his name is his job, and it's really interesting how that works out. I mean, I really like his character. You meet the captain of the ship, and it gives a backstory of him too. Like all these people, they came from Earth, but they're called like I forgot exactly what they're called, but it's like a group of people that came from Earth. Earth was like you learn some of this stuff, like what happened on Earth and why people were leaving. But it's like everybody is like described as being like some kind of like brownish color. This isn't one of those books where it's like somehow there's no black people at all. It's not like that.
Which are a lot of books. So.
Yeah, they exist in this book, which is kind of cool. I like that. And but the main seems like the main trajectory of the book. Okay, the ship is a ship that goes around and builds wormholes because ships travel through wormholes in this galaxy to get around. And that's the job of the ship. They go around and they punch holes to other points, and they put up a gate, and then ships can easily travel there. And so this book is mostly focused on this trip that they're taking to this new area, this new planet where these people, this new race that they've never made contact with or anything like that. And just really interesting how everything plays out, the relationships that people have on the ship some of them are so different. And it's like you getting a job somewhere, you don't know any of these people at work, but some of the people you have to get along with, even though you don't really like them that much, but you got to work with them anyway. It's a lot of stuff like that. But I found it really interesting. There's another book coming out after this. I think it's later this year, but I'm excited for that next book to follow up on what happened at the end of this book. I just really like it. There's like a lot of world building too. I really want to know about a lot of the other things going around. There's like all these alien races and like other planets, and like there's like this history of what happened to Earth and like all this kind of stuff that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest this to anybody. I mean, it's anybody. I think it would be really interesting for anybody if you like. I guess space operas or anything like that, where you like good, great character development. You like just you like good books. I would suggest it to you. Check it out. I'm still trying to get her to read it.
I will once I get done with the 100 other books that I have.
Okay. I'm trying to get her to read better books, but
Really?
what? You read that Goldfinch thing and you said it was terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It started off really well, actually, but it just lingered on for 800 pages. So yeah, but it started off really well.
That's another. No, actually, no. Let's just not review that. Okay. So I mean, that's my thoughts. We're gonna review some more books next week.
I'm gonna read Between the World and Me next, and I got that idea, or I guess idea to read the book. What do you say? I don't know. The idea to put that on my TBR from A. Marie. So the singer A. Marie. She has a book channel on YouTube, Books Beauty A. Marie. If you want to check it out, I really like her. Yay.
Right now I'm reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know if that'll be the next book I review. I'm still reading it. It's like the compilation. It was like 5 books in one, but I don't know if I'll review that next. Who knows? But I've got a lot of other books that I may review that I've already read. We'll see.
We shall see, and we will see you next time.
But subscribe to our channel.
Tell your friends that we got.
And we'll put links to the books if you want to check them out in the description. Boo boo.
Adios, amigos.
Boo boo.